Julianna and I have been training for our European bike tour later this summer, but we were tired of the same old rides, so we decided to head up to Glenwood Springs for a chance to ride something a bit more scenic than Denver's urban network, and of course to spend some quality time with my daughter Bailey and her husband Doug. All right, we're in Glenwood Springs to ride the Glenwood Canyon with Julianna and Bailey.
Hi.
And yours truly. I can't wait, it's been a long time. Of course, first we got a snack at the best cafe, according to Bailey, the best cafe in the entire world, Annie's Bakery. Let's go. Here we have the famous Hotel Colorado, famous and historic, and there's the hot springs pool. Our first day was all about the bikes, and Bailey, Julianna, and I spent the day riding one of Colorado's best-known paved bike trails, the Glenwood Canyon Recreation Path. Now here we go onto the bike trail. Not the most ceremonious entrance, and we have to ride along the highway for a little bit. I-70, which cuts through here. It's a very narrow canyon. They managed to fit a train, interstate highway, and this lovely bike path, all in the same canyon. Is it a cool city to live in?
I love it, man. I absolutely love Glenwood. I love the community. I love the location. I love everything.
Yeah. The trail was created as part of the construction of I-70 through the canyon, one of the last pieces of the interstate system to be built in the U.S., and considered a significant engineering feat. All right, we've gotten past the gnarly highway stuff. It only lasts for at most a quarter of a mile. We get this. It's a beautiful canyon. And we get to ride a trail right down it. Forgot to mention that the river is also a form of transportation through here.
So here we have the town of No Name.
Is it really a town?
I don't actually know that it's really a town, but it's the thing of No Name.
It gets its own exit ramp.
Yep.
No Name.
It's No Name Creek, which is one of the creeks that the city of Glenwood Springs gets its drinking water from.
Oh, really?
Yep. No Name Creek and Grizzly Creek, and both of those watersheds were severely impacted in the Grizzly Creek fire in 2020. So there were major impacts to the city's drinking water supply.
Yep. We were actually out here visiting Bailey and Doug that summer and couldn't ride this trail because of it.
Everything was on fire.
It was all on fire. As it sometimes is up here in the state of Colorado.
I haven't ridden up a hill since last year, you guys. If you feel like you're standing still or stuck on a loop-like treadmill, then get off your ass, step out of spin class, and actually bike up a hill.
I love it. This is how you really do it. The canyon's history has been dominated by transportation. It was first an Indian trail, then a stagecoach road, eventually becoming part of the old U.S. highway system before Interstate 70 was completed in 1992. Today, the canyon's popular with river rafters and cyclists, as well as high-speed highway travelers. And here's where the bike path kind of tucks underneath the highway. It's really quite a feat of engineering that they've done here. Running an interstate through, but still trying to protect the beauty of the canyon was no easy feat. And it wasn't entirely successful. It was a lot prettier down this canyon before there was an interstate, that's for sure. While much of the ride is within earshot of I-70, and often right next to or underneath it, the towering cliffs of the canyon and the waters of the Colorado commanded our attention, and surprisingly, we found we didn't much mind the sound or proximity of highway traffic. Colorado River. Before it ever makes it to the Grand Canyon, or Canyonlands, or Lake Powell, makes this beautiful canyon in Colorado. Since this is a highway, all along this stretch there are rest areas. Rest areas, maybe 3 or 4 rest areas. And rest areas have bathrooms. It's pretty cool. Again.
So this is Grizzly Creek. This is another one of the city of Glenwood's main drinking water sources. Looking at that compared to the Colorado, you can see why we'd pick this over the Colorado River. But after the Grizzly Creek fire, this and No Name Creek, from all the fire, and then the rains would come and then just wash down all the sediment and burn area into the creeks. And so it was like very sketchy. There was a time there where you can see this is crystal clear right now, but where No Name Creek was running like black, it looked like tar. And the city had to completely shut down its intakes and say, you guys, we've got what's in our tanks and nothing else. Like, use as little water as you can until we can actually take water through our sources again.
Well, and this was a nasty fire up here.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's pretty rowdy.
So here we are biking past the Shoshone hydropower plant. It has a very, very, very old water right, and out in the west, it's all first in time, first and right. And what's so important about it is just for hydropower. So they pull the water out of the river, produce power, and then put it right back in. The River District is actually working to purchase this water right from Xcel Energy, and the goal of doing that is to keep this water right permanently. If they don't do that, you know, that water right could get used by other users, you know, pulled to the Front Range, for example, and then there would be like, basically, you know, there could be much less flow in this section of the river.
Right.
And there wouldn't be, you know, this epic rafting, big problems for fish and stuff. So really exciting time for water rights. The River District is working on purchasing this and turning it into an in-stream flow water right.
At times you're right along the highway. The scenery continues to be gorgeous. Those people on the interstate, they can't see what we're seeing. They're busy watching their speed. We got lots of space to enjoy. So this is the Hanging Lake trailhead. Such a popular hiking trail that they've had to really restrict the number of cars here and have everyone shuttle.
There's one over here.
The hell out of everything. So do they allow cars up here now? Because I thought it was just shuttles.
It is just shuttles. I think there are a limited number of car permits that you can get.
Oh yeah?
But you definitely have to get on it pretty far in advance.
It's pretty up there. All the blue and what is it, calcium in the water or something? It's so blue-green when you get up there, you know?
Really, it's about how the particle size scatters and reflects the light coming into it.
So when it's green, is that algae?
It could be
makes
algae.
it-
Definitely could be algae. Although there's like, you know, some sections of like, you know, like where you look at like the Green River coming in the Colorado, or the Colorado in the green
Right.
meeting. The green looks really green
Yeah.
and the Colorado looks really red.
And I wonder when they changed the name to Colorado, because it used to be the Grand River.
Yep.
That's why it's Grand Junction,
Grand County,
Grand Canyon.
Grand Lake. Did you know that Glenwood Springs used to be called
Wait.
Defiance?
Defiance. There we go.
Yeah.
Defiance. This is the Hanging Lake section. Really pretty through here. Really nice. And guess what? No highway.
Glenwood Canyon Recreation Trail is 15.5 miles long, following the Colorado River through the extreme eastern edge of the Colorado Plateau. Completed in the early 90s, it is paved, although narrow by today's trail building standards, and surprisingly flat. There's a gradual rise as you travel east, but the out and back involves less than 1,000 feet of climbing. Near the western terminus in Glenwood Springs, it connects to the Rio Grande Trail, a 42-mile paved trail that goes all the way into Aspen, forming a 74-mile traffic-free cycling route. In Aspen, you can take the Maroon Bells Road, a scenic, mostly traffic-free route into spectacular high mountain scenery. As the trail heads eastward, the towering 2,000-foot cliffs give way to a more arid, rolling landscape, dotted with sage and gambel oak, and the canyon opens up to a broader valley. Following this trail gives the rider a glimpse into the quickly changing landscapes of the state, between mountainous scenery and high, dry mountain basins. By the end of the trail near Dotsero, the canyon eased into a drier landscape.
All right, here's the end. Very nondescript, kind of dry out here. And now we get to turn around and do the whole thing over again. Here we go.
With temperatures in the 90s, we quickly turned tail and headed back the way we came, back into the relative cool of the shaded canyon.
Damn, got some headwind on the way back. It's gonna make it a little tough, I think. Did not notice this wind heading down. You know, out and backs are usually pretty boring, but here, every angle you get is really pretty, so it's kind of all new. Very nice.
It's important to note that the trail is closed in winter, and from time to time in spring, due to high water flows in the Colorado. Rock slides can block the trail and the interstate as well, sometimes for days or even weeks. But the route forms an integral part of a future cross-Colorado trail. We enjoyed our ride back despite the on and off headwinds and temperatures in the 90s, chasing the sun and appreciating the scenery of the canyon from a fresh vantage point.
Perfect solution for a hot day. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the old highway, apparently. For a little while we'll take this, but it's very quiet. Well, that was a hell of a bike ride. And just to show that you don't have to ride the bike down these canyons, we're going to do a little rowing down the Colorado. We're a little downriver from Glenwood Canyon, just a few miles.
We're floating South Canyon to Newcastle.
And we've got Bailey here and Juliana and myself and Thomas and Morgan and Doug in his pack raft.
We spent the following day enjoying the river in a more relaxing state, leisurely floating our way through the lower South Canyon, just below Glenwood Canyon. Well, leisurely for Juliana and me. Bailey was on paddle duty and had to fight some serious headwinds from time to time. Okay, so you tend to think of rafting in Colorado as being all this whitewater stuff. But, you know, there's a lot of really gentle rivers here. No real rapids, nothing much to speak of. And if you just want to do a gentle float, boy, there's nothing better. It's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful way to spend a beautiful day. Yeah?
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, you're rocking the boat, Roland.
What's new?
Yeah.
And there's Bailey, our token zebra mussel. She's been doing Facebook posts, Facebook or Instagram posts, as part of her volunteer work for the Middle Colorado
Watershed Council.
Trying to keep zebra mussels from invading our rivers.
They're an invasive species. That's why it's so important to clean all your gear, wipe everything down when you get out of the rivers before you go into another one.
Clean, drain, dry.
Clean, drain, dry. That's it.
Boating definitely comes with its set of responsibilities.
That's right.
Got it. Look at that. How cool is that?
It's a good day. It's a good day on the river.
As they say, every day is a good day on the river, right?
Right.
Look at her fighting that wind. I mean, look at her fighting that wind. Yeah. It's windy. I can barely hold the camera in my hand. The scenery is just constantly changing, so you can just relax, but just watch the scenery just float past. Doug, in his pack raft, discovered a leak which slowed his float, eventually forcing him into our boat. All right, Doug's taking the helm now. Boy, it's a pretty day, isn't it? God, it's gorgeous.
Oh, there's geese over there. See, they all live together peacefully.
These are coal mines, and these ones have underground fires that burn to this day, which is part of the reason there's a lot of like bare ground up there.
They burn to this day, no kidding.
Although Bailey and Doug have joined in on some of our cycling adventures, their preference is probably to be on the river. Living in Glenwood Springs, with the roaring fork coming down from Aspen, joining the Colorado in town, they're surrounded by great floating opportunities. But for Juliana and I, by the time we reached our takeout in Newcastle, we were ready to get our feet on solid ground again. We spent the evening together strolling the pleasant streets of Glenwood, grabbing a well-deserved ice cream cone, and enjoying our time on the riverfront, capping off an absolutely incredible stay. Thank you, Bailey and Doug.